What's up, everybody? Oh, it's Saturday night. We gotta do some Saturday night nonsense. Today we're gonna be playing True or False. This is actually a video game that is available on Steam. You can check it out. I will leave a link in the description to True or False, the game. So I thought it'd be fun to play this. Free to play. Oh, free. I didn't mention it's free to play. Free to play game. You can buy little DLC packs if you like the game and you want to play more. So let's get it started. True or false? So we gotta basically just decide if we think the thing is true or false, and then it'll tell us. It'll be like, oh, you're stupid, you got it wrong. Okay, first question. Molecularly speaking, water is actually much drier than what? Molecularly speaking, because I think they're trying to trick you on some of these. They're trying to word it a little funny and be like, oh, haha, it's actually, because it says molecular speaking, right? How could it be drier than sand, though? Okay. Okay. I was like, I'm still trying to think of a way that it could possibly be true. The United States does not have an official language. That's true. It actually does not. It is not American. I know you think it's American. Is not American. American is not the language. Also, it's English, but that's not the language. Okay. All gypsies live in caravans. You don't have to be Dodge caravans? You don't have to, right? What is the real definition of a gypsy, though? I think gypsy, I think like someone Greek, I don't know. I think like, what do I even think when I think, I don't know the actual definition of gypsy. Should we look it up? We should look it up. Hold on, let's look up the definition of gypsy. A member of a traveling people with dark skin and hair who speak Romani and traditionally live by seasonal work, itinerant trade, and fortune-telling. Gypsies are now found mostly in Europe, parts of North Africa, and North America, but are believed to have originated in South Asia. Nomadic or free-spirited person. Dark skin and hair, ooh. Gypsies. Okay. But we knew that, though. In Japan, there's a belief that if the umbrella long enough lies idle, it becomes a one-eyed and one-legged hopping demon. So this sounds pretty insane. In Japan, there's a belief that if the umbrella long enough lies... So if you leave an umbrella somewhere and don't touch it, it would become a one-eyed, one-legged hopping demon. I feel like if it said any other country, I would be like, no, that's stupid. But it says Japan, which means that I believe that this is like something that someone believes somewhere in Japan. It's Japan! It's Japan! Crazy Japanese people. Octopus porn, man. That's all I gotta say. Elijah Wood was crowned king of root beer. So what is this? I don't know if this is true or not. How would I king of root beer? How do you crown someone the king of root beer? Why Elijah Wood? We're gonna say it's true. I don't know why. That's true. No, that's false. Sorry, that's false. Damn. We'll get better. We'll get better. Okay. So what do we have to do? Get 10 questions right and then we win? Velociraptors were really the size of an average dog and had feathers. I think this might be true. Because they were smaller than they are in the movie. Alright, yeah. Albert Einstein was offered the presidency of Israel but turned it down. The president of Israel. Albert Einstein. But turned it... This has got to be false. We lost. Okay, we're the best at this game. Okay. Okay, Planet of the Apes is based on a true story. No, okay. We know that's false. Good. Starting off strong, man. When Michael Bay was a kid, he used to put firecrackers on his toy trains and film the results. So you're telling me he was a young Michael Bay? Do I believe that we can... Like, people could be suckered into believing this, but I think it's probably... God damn it! Okay. We gotta win one of these, guys. We gotta win one of these. Stephen Hawking had had a secret party for time travels and no one showed up. Do I believe that Stephen Hawking did this? Okay. The weirdest things. Sweden imports 80,000 tons of rubbish a year from Why you import trash? Why would you do that? That seems like a very weird thing to import. Hold on, are we talking furniture? No, they export 80,000 tons of rubbish furniture a year. Rubbish furniture, like my desk that I'm sitting at right now, calling it rubbish. This seems so strange, I feel like this is probably true. I don't know why it's true, but a woman sued a hospital claiming a CAT scan made her lose her psychic powers. I bet this happened in Florida. Did this happen in Florida? Let's see Florida. Well, you can't see what state it was. I bet it was... You know what? In America, there's a lot of stupid people. I'm gonna say true. I'm gonna say it's true. I don't believe she actually had psychic powers. I'm saying she thought she did and she sued someone for it. Only 2 species have domesticated other species, humans and ants. Ants have pets. Hold on, what? I don't know. Do ants do they have pet fleas? False. Ants don't have pets, do they? Come on! What do ants have? What? Ants have pets, guys. Okay, we gotta do this. The original teddy bear was inspired by a cartoon of USA President Theodore Roosevelt. Yes, we know that. That's why they call it a teddy bear. There are 4 states that ban billboards. Hawaii, Alaska, Vermont, and Maine. That ban billboards? Why would you ban a billboard? How would lawyers be able to advertise then? How would you know where the next McDonald's is? Hold on. I have been to Vermont, haven't I? Did I notice no billboards in Vermont? I don't know. I don't remember. Ban billboards? It's so weird. I feel like it's got to be true, right? Okay. Alabama had redefined pi to 3.0 to bring it in line with biblical values. Alabama would do something like this, right? Alabama redefined pi to 3.0. You can't redefine. It's math. You can't redefine it. They would probably tried. I believe that they tried. Okay. There's a town in Norway called Hell, and it freezes over almost every winter. This is probably a town in Norway that freezes every winter. That's true. So is there a town in Norway called Hell? Probably. There's some crazy town names. I believe that. Isaac Newton invented the game hopscotch. Isaac Newton invented the game hopscotch. That can't be true, right? Okay. I think he's got better stuff to do. Candy sales dropped 20% after the movie The Social Network was released. Why would candy sales No, that seems very weird. I didn't see that. Is there something about candy in there? Does like candy like crawl up and attack your butthole? I don't know why this would decrease. That's got to be false, right? Okay. We're getting close. Nails grow fast in summer. I believe that this is true. Because you get vitamins from the sun. You get what is it vitamin D from the sun? And nails grow based on, vitamin D helps nails grow. So yes, that should be correct. That is correct. Paul McCartney composed the entire melody of the song Yesterday in a Dream One Night. I've done this. I've written songs in my dreams and been like, oh, I gotta I actually have on my phone. I actually have like music that I wrote that I like woke up in the middle of the night or in the morning and I'm like, I gotta remember this. So yes, I believe that this is true. I definitely believe that. Okay. 53% of people in Cuba think Abraham Lincoln grew up in Japan. Why would they believe that? Why would they believe that? But it's Cuba. I don't know. Last one, baby. Last one. The inventor of the pop-up ad later apologized for creating it. I would think if I created the pop-up ad, and then saw what catastrophes it did, I would apologize for it too. I feel like that one's got to be true. All right, let's keep going. We're at 10 minutes. Let's keep going. Wild bananas. Let's try to get another thing. Damn! After all those fails, wild bananas are full of seeds, and the ones we eat have been specially bred over the years to be seedless. I don't know. I've never eaten a wild banana. I didn't know I was eating captive bananas. That could, yeah, I feel like that's probably, yeah. I could believe that. Scorpion venom is the most expensive liquid on Earth. The most expensive liquid on Earth? There's probably more expensive liquids. Could that be though? Scorpion venom. Cause you think about it, you gotta milk scorpions, like you gotta milk their scorpion boobs. No, I mean not their boobs. Not their boobs. No, I know. Could that be? It seems crazy enough to be true. Oh my god, that's true! I thought it would be like some kind of medical thing would be the most expensive one. Or like, I don't know, Brad Pitt's man juice would be, that's probably the most. Have you tried to price that out? I feel like we actually can contest that last question. Brad Pitt's mango, probably more expensive than scorpion, right? Than scorpion milk. Scorpion venom. There is only person in medical history to have been classified. What? There is the only person in medical history to have been classified as a dwarf and a giant during his lifetime. Are you trying to say there's only one person? I don't even know what that question is asking. That's not even a fix the question. Pushkin led his race from the Carthaginian commander Hannibal. I don't know the answer to that question. Yeah, okay. I legitimately did not know that. Pineapples are a status symbol in the 18th century England. You could rent one for the evening to take to a party. Wait, you could rent a pineapple to take to a party. You could rent a pineapple, guys. Okay, I'm gonna go to Stephen Hawking. We're gonna travel back in time, and we're gonna bring a bunch of pineapples, and we're gonna rent them out. We're gonna have a pineapple rental service. Why don't we still have those? That's a great idea. Pineapple rental service. This is crazy enough to be true. Why is that true though? Why? Why? Sweden pays high school students $187 per month to attend school. That's why they're so smart. Oh my god. I don't know if this is even true or not. Let's say it is. Oh my god, that's why people are so smart in Sweden. That's why PewDiePie is the smartest person I've ever met. All jokes aside, I actually do think PewDiePie is smart. He's much smarter in real life than his actual videos, because he's crazy on videos on purpose. I don't know anyone else who's crazy on videos on purpose. Oh my god, my penis disappeared. 53% of Cuba. Oh, we already know this is false, right? Wouldn't you love to get paid to go to school? Wouldn't that be awesome? Lightning never strikes the same place twice. I feel like it could. It could though. Why would it not be able to? It's extremely rare, but it could. I feel like that could still be, yeah. It still could. It's just the odds of that happening are super rare. 4.8% of the average human body is made of aluminum. Maybe if you're Wolverine. The Tetris theme is actually a Russian folk song called Koro. That thing, that word. Okay. Yeah, we know it's a Russian folk song. If anyone's played the original the original Tetris on Game Boy. Was that the original one, or was there another one before that? There's probably like an arcade one before the Game Boy one, right? But yeah, it's a Russian folk song, I know that. Recording artist Moby gave himself the stage name because his great-great-great uncle was the author of Moby Dick. Do I believe this? Do I believe this? This game should be called Do You Believe This? Moby gave himself it. The great-great-great uncle was the author of Moby Dick. This... I feel like that's false. I feel like it's false. Oh! That was true! Wow. So we know that's true. We know that's true. Yeah. Yeah, but why? But no. Greeks had no word for the color blue. Really? Their flag is blue, though. What? That can't be true. This is our flag. It's a flag. That can't be true. How is that even true? Hold on. Am I How do they have no... I can't fathom... How is that even possible? How do they have... Where do they go? They're like, hey guys, our flag. You see, you like our flag? It's white and I don't have word for this. How do you not have a word for that? I don't get... How is it even possible, George? God damn. I'm trying to read the next question, but I still can't believe that. That seems too weird. How do you have a color of a flag and then you don't know what color your flag is because you don't have a word for it? That doesn't seem very logical. Greeks, you're not very logical, Greeks. What's the matter with you, Greeks? You're weird. What are you doing? George R. R. Martin wrote stories about a mythical kingdom. It's George R. R. Martin. Okay. Think about the stuff he writes stories about. Kingdom populated by his pet turtles. I would believe this because it's George R. R. Martin. Alright. The first QR code was used on October 8th, 1990. You know what? It wasn't really used until a long time after that, but it could have been used. It could have been invented then, yeah. Oh, or Jubago stupid. There are 4 states that ban billboards: Hawaii, Alaska, Vermont, and Maine. What do we even say about that? Okay. The Gnarls Barkley song "Crazy" topped the UK charts for so long it was eventually pulled so people would remember the song fondly and not get sick of it. That... really? It's a good song, I do like the song. Wow! Good job! There is an abandoned subway station under City Hall in New York that no train stops at, but you can see. Yeah, I guess so. Sure, that doesn't seem too weird. The British Army has almost twice as many horses as it does tanks, and almost 3 times as many crumpets. They have a lot of ships, don't they? They have a lot of ships. Horses are so much cheaper than tanks. I feel like that could be true. Yeah. J.K. Rowling wants to do a Harry Potter musical. J.K. Rowling has done Harry Potter everything, so that's gotta be true. Or we lost. Or we lost! Okay. Fine. No Harry Potter musical. Okay, the youngest known serial killer ever is Amarjit Sada, who killed... I really hope this is false. I don't want to dwell on this question. But is he like... If he's 8, does he know what he's doing? That's really horrible, man. That's... Does he really understand what he's doing at 8, though? Kind of, I guess. It's 3rd grade. That's a horrible... Okay, let's bring this to a morbid place. If you have no debts and $10 in your pocket, you have more wealth than 25% of Americans. Well, considering most Americans have a lot of debt, yeah, I definitely believe this. Medical errors cause over 250,000 American deaths each year. Well, My history with everyone in the medical profession is not everyone. Maybe 3/4 or more are idiots. They should not be in the profession. I'm serious. There's a couple that I actually think are really smart. My guildmate, his doctor, is really smart. I ask him. I like him way more than I like any of the other doctors in Vegas. But the doctors I've been to in Vegas are so bad, that I actually believe this because of that. Yeah, I actually believe that. 250,000 deaths because doctors are idiots. Yup, I definitely believe that. Oh my god, I definitely believe that. Single asteroid can contain $20 trillion worth of heavy metal. Asteroids are huge. Yeah, if you think about it, just the size of asteroids alone, that could be true. Okay. The last dinosaur from the Earth in 1923. What are we considering a dinosaur, though? What are we considering a dinosaur? I feel like the obvious, like, you're like, no, dinosaurs lived a long time ago, but then you're like, the ancestors of dinosaurs, are they counted? Because technically, some ancestors of dinosaurs, okay, let's see how we're going to categorize dinosaurs. Dinosaur definition. Dinosaur, fossil reptile of the Mesozoic era, often reaching an enormous size. A person or thing that is outdated or has become obsolete because of failure to adapt to changing circumstances, like a Nokia phone. So Nokia phones are still, some people still use them, I think. Fossil reptile of the Mesozoic era. So this would be false. Okay. Because it said Mesozoic era. When was the Mesozoic era? I don't know these things, guys. Mesozoic era. Oh, super long ago. Damn. 225 million years ago. The last dinosaur went extinct 65 million years ago. So our first initial impulse was correct. JK. Oh no, we know this is false. We know this is false. The Lord of the Rings was traditionally based on a cereal box character. This can't be true. This can't be true. Okay. TV show SpongeBob SquarePants is based on a true... Yeah! It's based on a true story. He lives in a pineapple under the sea. SpongeBob SquarePants. I don't know the rest of the song, do I? It's not a true story. I would laugh if that was like, nope, based on a true story. You're wrong. All that remains of Shakespeare's handwriting are 6 signatures, none of which are spelt Shakespeare. There's no... Okay, so 6 signatures is all that's left of his actual handwriting that he actually wrote with his hand. I don't want to get this wrong because we're so close to the end. None of which are spelled Shakespeare. What would they be spelt then? This is too specific. I don't know. And we lost. Yay. One more. We'll do one more. Beethoven was the first man to hear the sound of clowns arguing. What? What even is that question? Sharks can easily be crushed by their own body weight on land because they lack a rib cage. Is that true? Wow, I did not know that. That's weird. Last dinosaur. Okay, we know that's false. The first pyramid was built. Was intended to be the shape of a circle. It could have been intended to be the shape of a circle. How would you know that, though? The first pyramid that was ever built, there probably isn't a record that says, this was supposed to be a circle, but we messed it up. We silly. Just because there's probably no record. Blonde hair in humans developed only 11,000 years ago as an evolutionary response to the lack of sunlight in northern Europe to enable more vitamin D synthesis. This seems like it's probably true. There we go. Medical, okay, so we unfortunately, yeah. Honeybees that return to the hive drunk are punished. Drunk honeybees. Oh man, I'm so messed up. Oh man, I'm so messed up. Oh, I spilled all my pollen. Shit, I spilled all that pollen. I'm so, oh girl, let me grab them tears. Ah. That's how everyone drunk sounds. Okay, how do you get a honeybee drunk? What does he have, like a literal drop of any alcohol would kill him? Let's see. What do you even think of this? Punished. That would be fun to watch. Oh my, how do you punish a honeybee? YouTube servers cost $29 a month. Yeah, no. Maybe 29 million or something. Well, not that. Maybe, I don't know. One of the cosmonauts claimed that aliens came to Earth in order to stop a nuclear war against Russia. I don't believe that that's true. I believe that he's a crazy Russian. And he's probably drank too much vodka. Good thing he's not honeybee, otherwise he would get beat down by his woman. Last one. A woman sued a hospital. Oh, we saw this. Oh, good. Another 10. Another 10 out of 10. Another 10 out of 10. Alright guys, this is true or false. You can go check it out on Steam. Actually, no, this is actually a fun game that's on Steam. So, this is free. And there's DLC for it if you want to actually, which we had half an hour worth of fun with it. Not a bad thing, guys. Not a bad thing. So that's pretty cool. And if you feel like, but I think the DLC is like $1.50 or something like that. Is it the adventures? Oh, Owl Rescue DLC. Oh, if you want to rescue some owls or something. Anyway, guys, that's it for the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you as always in the next video.